A safe learning environment is foundational to student achievement and secondary attainment. Often it is related to school infrastructure levels. This involves welcoming, safe learning spaces, as well as initiatives or programs that address student needs in and beyond the classroom. When interview participants were asked about programs that encourage school attendance and attainment, they often mentioned poverty alleviation measures. These include a variety of funds from national and state governments and often align with UNESCO's Sustainable Development Goals of 2030, as you'll see throughout the presentation. Most frequently, teachers mentioned the midday meal scheme. This scheme is national and provides a universal free lunch for all students in grades 1 through 8 in Indian government schools. It began in 1995 to combat childhood hunger and expanded in 2008. For some students, it is the only guaranteed meal they have throughout the course of their day, which provides a large incentive for them to come to school consistently. Depending on the student's age and grade, certain nutrition and caloric requirements are ensured by school officials working with the kitchens, providing the food. The secondary teachers interviewed were adamant that this scheme has been proactive in getting students the primary and elementary skills necessary for secondary attainment and completion. Another scheme at the local level addresses issues of period poverty. Over 60% of female students in Delhi's government schools report missing some school due to issues of female hygiene. In 2019, the Udaan scheme was implemented, providing a 6-pack of sanitary pads to all girls at a minimal cost of 6 rupees. Although some of these supplies have been limited during COVID-19, the government is working to expand this to 10 free pads monthly for all girls within their government schools. There are also issues of disposal that many girls, especially those in rural areas, run into. So schools are providing incinerators for girls to be able to dispose of their products in a sanitary and discreet way. Although government schools do not require a fee or tuition in order to attend, there are certain costs associated with coming to school, such as paying for stationery, school supplies, uniforms, and textbooks. Parents of certain income levels are able to register for assistance, and they're provided extra funds to be able to afford these items. Teachers noted that this was a great benefit to many of their students. There are also costs associated with transportation, as it is not widely provided through government schools. Although many schools within Delhi are built within walking distance, there are some in the rural areas, especially secondary schools, that are 2 to 3 kilometers away, which is too far for many girls to safely travel on their own. Participants also mentioned the Delhi Ladli scheme. This is what UNICEF would consider a conditional cash transfer. Because of the disparities between girls and boys in terms of employment and economics, many families, especially low-income families, feel that raising a girl child can put an undue burden on the family. In order to combat this perception, the government has implemented the Ladli scheme. The Ladli scheme provides financial incentive for families to raise their girls, as well as for girls to complete higher levels of education. As you can see in the chart, a certain amount of money is deposited within the account for the family, depending upon the girl's completion and admission into various levels of education. Girls can access this after they pass class 10 or turn 18. Interview participants wanted to reiterate that this is for a very specific and small portion of families that live in the Delhi area, as there are very strict residency as well as income level requirements in order to qualify for the Ladli scheme. In addition to initiatives that aim to alleviate barriers based on poverty, the Delhi central government has also worked to improve the physical infrastructure of schools and provide improvements to learning conditions. Due to increases in population, many classrooms are overcrowded, and schools and school officials have had to decide between building new classrooms and maintaining green spaces and places for children to play and have a safe recess area. Some notable improvements are that they've built 25 new schools, added 8,000 new classrooms, and renovated many of the dilapidated schools as well. However, there's quite a bit of work that still needs to be done. Some of the participants mentioned that it seems these efforts have been primarily focused in higher income areas where there are initiatives to compete with the private schools. Regardless, providing positive, clean, and welcoming spaces is a foundational aspect to creating a safe learning environment, which meets the basic needs and provides an opportunity for students to not just come to school, but also to learn and retain information that gives them an opportunity for success at secondary attainment.